We are back. It took an eclipse to get us back together, Deuce, but we're finally back. Don't fret, people out there. 2 straight winning seasons. We'll get you back on track with your bankroll. How you doing?
I'm good. A lot of emails asking when we were coming back. A lot of texts. Can't answer them all. The people just have to know that we like long summer breaks. That's what happens.
Couple unforeseen circumstances ended the summer pod early, but we are back.
Yeah, and only one of us is in there in Las Vegas still, so you got that going for you.
Well, for the people out there, I like the spot you're in.
I'm just waiting to make a move, like always.
So we'll go over the golf year, talk about a couple odds and ends, and next week we'll go hard football.
Can't wait.
So let's dive right into it. Give me your thoughts on the 2017 golf season.
I think it can be summed up pretty much. We saw it coming the last couple of years, but you can pretty much sum it up as a changing of the guard. We finally saw the young guys take over basically every week. Few exceptions, but the last couple of years have kind of been split. We saw a bunch of overage 35 winners the last few years. This year, 30 and under has been the theme, and we have not seen much of Jim Furyk, Steve Stricker, Phil. The people we're used to seeing win have not won, and they have passed the torch, I think, officially.
Other than the younger guys winning, what else has stood out to you this year?
So we've started to try these new major venues, especially at the U.S. Open. I'm not sure it's working. I think this is a transition year for the tour. Most people have probably seen they announced a big new schedule change for 2019. So I think next year is going to be similar to this year, where they're trying to feel out some new venues, trying to feel out some new spots on the calendar. 2019, the big change is the players moving back to March. So that'll be pre-Masters, having the players, which I think is great. I think the course plays better in March down there. The full ramifications of the schedule aren't really known yet. My guess is there's going to be 2 or 3 tournaments that either get cut or moved completely. At the Quicken Loans here in D.C., I don't know exactly where it's going to move. My guess is somewhere like Minneapolis or Lexington, Louisville area. I think might get it, something like that. It's just a hunch, but these next 2 years are really transition years, so we'll see what happens with the majors, but I would like to see a more defined identity for each one. I know we have talked about that before.
I'm glad you brought up the term identity. Do you think they're going to continue to experiment the next 2 years and trying to get things right and trying to see some other courses, or are they going to come up with an identity quickly?
The problem is that they've committed to courses, especially the PGA and the U.S. Open. They've committed for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Luckily, or unluckily, it depends, I guess, what side of the fence you're on. The U.S. Open is going back to some more traditional venues. Shinnecock, I love. I think it's a great U.S. Open course, Wingfoot. And then, you could throw in some ones that people don't really love. Pebble, I don't want to see a U.S. Open at Pebble if we're getting a regular event there. I would like to see the U.S. Open kind of go to more of a British Open or the Open Championship style, where you have 10 great classic golf courses and you rotate through them. And then the PGA, it needs to do something. They're changing theirs to May. They're scheduled other spot on the schedule, which they say the weather's not going to be an issue, but I have a hard time believing they're playing Oak Hill in May and it being in good condition. So I think that kind of cuts out some of those northeast old school golf courses for the PGA, which is fine if you have U.S. Opens there. I think the PGA needs to either change format or go to courses that really pop on TV. Even if guys are shooting 20 under, take it to Bandon Dunes, take it to Stream Song, take it to LA Country Club, somewhere where West Coast primetime golf. They need something different and new.
So rather than thunderstorms in August, we'll have snowstorms in March?
Yeah, that's kind of where we're headed. I don't know, maybe the Dodgers is going to host the PGA first weekend in May
Can't they have their spring coal scuttle?
I mean, I'm sure the tour guys will love putting on greens that are running 6.5 because they're still dormant.
You still hear complaints, don't worry.
Always. Will never be perfect.
Speaking of the venues, your thoughts on the venues for this year, for the PGA and US Open specifically?
Yeah, so the US Open was at Aaron Hills, big unknown. When it was awarded, they've had some issues in the past with it, conditioning-wise, money-wise. So, there was 6-7 years ago, there was a chance it was going to get yanked from it, but I thought it looked good on TV. They tried something different. It played very easy. It played soft, but that's what happens when you take the U.S. Open to the Northeast or the Midwest. You're dependent on weather, and it was soft, and the fairways were wide, and Brooks Koepka hits at 380, and he's a good putter, so he's going to eat something like that up. They'll probably get another shot. I don't know if it'll be a U.S. Open. It might be a PGA, but just okay in my mind, kind of bland. And the PGA was at Quail Hollow. Everyone knows Quail Hollow. Hosted an event yearly there for the last 15 years. Widely regarded on tour as one of the best courses they play. I have no argument with that. They play really tough. My complaint is that for the PGA, when I keep going back to it, I would like to see something different, not every year. And to me, it's kind of, if you're just an average golf fan who watches the majors only, maybe a couple of the tournaments, it's a boring course. No hole sticks out. Nothing pops on TV. So, kind of feels like a regular tournament. I know, a really good player won, but to me it didn't have that major feel to it.
Even the TV broadcast doesn't make it seem like a major.
Yeah, exactly. I was sitting there watching the first couple rounds, just, this could be the Quicken Loans. This could be a tournament in February. The Waste Management seems to have more buzz around it than the PGA Championship right now.
When do you think some of these organizations who sets these tournaments up is going to realize that the length doesn't matter to these guys anymore? They got to narrow the fairways and harden the greens and speed them up?
That's a great question, and I don't know the answer because I think there's a large faction that still believes the only way to beat these guys up is length. I know Alex Shipnuck, who's one of the better golf writers, he writes for SI and Golf Magazine, I think. He thinks we should be making golf courses 10,000 yards, and I could not disagree more. They're just, guys are going to keep hitting at 400 yards, and, if they have to hit driver 5-iron, it doesn't bother him if the greens are soft. And his argument is, well, you can never control the weather, so hard greens, thick rough, is impossible to control. And I get what he's saying, but I disagree a little bit. I'm still with you that if you really can put some sub-air systems on some of these great golf courses that have tons of money, that's really the solution to me.
Well, not only that, standing on a tee where the fairway's narrow, rough's high, you're making guys think, not just pull out driver and rip it.
Yeah, the courses, even some of the, like this week, it's tree-lined old school golf course, but they had to cut a lot of the canopies of the trees out just to let some of the grass grow. Guys can still hit driver everywhere, because even if they're in the trees, quote unquote, they have easy sight lines to the green. So I think Marion's still a great example. I know it's a one-off course over here where we live, but guys were not hitting driver because if they did miss the fairway, it was a legitimate half-shot penalty.
Absolutely.
So if you don't give them those free run-ups to the front of the green, or like Pinehurst, right? I know Kyrie took it deep. There's only one other guy off par because the green's under par because the greens were really hard. And if you did miss the green in the wrong quadrant, your ball was going to roll away 50 yards.
Yeah, I think making these guys think and narrowing the fairways is the key to keeping the scores lower.
Yeah, I agree about the thinking part too, because nowadays the young kids are so used to just hitting driver. You do see them make a few
Biggest surprise this year on tour for you?
I'm going to go off the wall here a little bit. I know we've had the young theme for the show so far. Pat Perez, to me, is biggest surprise. He's almost 42 years old. Only won once in his career on tour before. He's been on tour forever, a good player. Coming off shoulder surgery, a pretty serious one. I thought he was done. I thought that was his career. He might go into broadcasting or something like that, sit on his millions. He won earlier this year. He's had a great year. He's currently 12th in the FedEx Cup standings, which is astounding to me. So, awesome bounce back year for Pat Perez.
Opposite side of the coin, your biggest disappointment?
I've beat this guy up before, but it's got to be our boy Bubba Watson. He's fallen in the world golf rankings, lowest spot he's been in almost 8 years. He's currently over 100th in the FedEx Cup rankings. Only 3 top 10s this year. I know people are like, well, 3 top 10s, not bad. One of them was one of those team events down at the Zurich. So two individual top 10s this year, stroke play. He's barely made $1 million, which is way down the money list.
I
don't know if it was a golf ball switch or, he's creeping up towards 40 years old, not caring about golf as much. Could be either, but he is nowhere to be seen right now.
I was going to bring that up to you a little bit later, but now seems like a good time to bring it up. If you're an agent of one of these players, I know money always talks, but how many times have we seen a good to dominant player switch equipment and struggle?
It happens every year, multiple guys a year. I hate to say this right now, but Justin Thomas is going to be in the same position. His Titleist contract is up in December. Obviously, he is one of the hot names right now, so he will get a ton of money thrown his direction. I hope he stays with Titleist because clearly he's comfortable with their clubs. He's played them since he was a kid. And if you play golf, you know it. Certain manufacturers have a look that just fits a player's eye, and I think you make more money with sticking with something like that than you will, minus Rory going to Nike type money, than I think you will if you make a change.
I'm going to throw some names out at you. You tell me your thoughts on the year and where we're going from here with these guys.
Alright.
Rory McIlroy.
He's a weird one. That rib injury keeps lingering. I thought he was going to shut it down after the PGA, but he's decided, maybe with a nudge from his sponsors, is my guess, to finish out the playoffs, and then he will go over and play the Aberdeen Asset Management on the Euro Tour at St. Andrews, and then he'll shut it down. Obviously a disappointing year for him. The events I watched him in, God, the guy hits the ball better than anybody. His short game still, especially the putter, just not there. I'd like to see him pick a putter and just kind of settle in with it over the winter. It's kind of weird, but he hasn't won a major now in a few years. I think he needs to have a good year next year. There'll be some questions around him.
Is this year a failure for him?
Has to be. I know injury played a part of it, but, if you're not winning, at his caliber of player, if you're not winning a few times a year, it has to be a failure.
Jordan Spieth.
Really good bounce back here. The British Open, defining moment of the year. The chip in at Travelers to win was awesome too, but that British Open, I think knocking that third leg off before the age of 25 is something special. What's crazy is that he's won 3 times, and he is 44th in strokes gained putting right now, which, good, but not Jordan Spieth's level. So I know he put a lot of work into his iron game end of last year, and that has showed. So if he could marry those both up, he could go on a huge run the next 12 months.
I do feel like he's positioned himself well to go on a run. He's finally starting to hit that driver better as well.
Yeah, that's the weakest club in his bag, and it probably always will be. Unless you're Jack Tiger, there's always some sort of weak point, and I think that's always going to be his. If he can just keep that iron game the way it's been this year, his putting obviously is so good that it's tough to say anyone's better than him.
DJ.
Really good year. The fall of the Masters, though, is the defining moment for me. To me, he was playing at a level that we had not seen since Rory was going on those runs 4 or 5 years ago when he would win 4 or 5 in 5 weeks. I think he was the largest favorite at Augusta since Tiger. So I don't want to say it's been a lost year for him, but he's not 25. He's now 32, I think. So he needs to start winning the major year to put his name in the history books. So I hesitate to say it's a lost year, but maybe what could have been type of year.
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, this guy. You think every time he wins, the floodgates are going to open, and they never do. He won at Honda. I was one of the ones that picked him at Honda that week. It's a great golf course for him. I thought the floodgates were open. Going to open, and, good finishes, but hasn't won since, and that major monkey, now that some of the younger kids are starting to knock it off, has got to be looming large for him.
Phil Mickelson.
Dare I say that split with Bones might be the end of Phil. I know there's some of our friends that think that Bones was passive and let Phil do whatever he wants, but I think it was the opposite. I think Bones controlled Phil's game more. Obviously, it's Phil. He's going to take chances to be aggressive. But I think you're going to see Phil now be ultra aggressive just because he doesn't really know how to control it. And 48 years old, I don't know. I think that might be it. The craziest stat still to me in golf that is current is that Tiger has won on tour more recently than Phil Mickelson has.
You think we will see Bones on a bag next year?
That's a really good question. I'm going to put it at 60-40, yes, we do. I think he picks up one of these good young bags. Not sure he's ready to be a full-time analyst just yet.
Brooks Koepka.
Brooks Koepka, emerging star, not there yet. I know he won the Open. I would like to see a little more consistency from him. Not the one win a year. I'd like to see him get to the 2-3 wins a year to be in that elite level. But man, the combination of the driver and putter could be the best on tour. He's top 12 in both of those categories. You look at his numbers though, pitching, chipping around the green, 164th in strokes gained around the green. So if I was his coach, Claude Harmon III, I think that's what you gotta look at.
Matsuyama.
Your boy really took a step forward this year, and it's crazy because he's 166 in strokes gained putting. So he's won it 4 times, being one of the worst putters in the world. You've said it before, that putter's going to hold him back in majors. And I still agree with you that it will, but I think he will pick off a major, probably a PGA Championship or a U.S. Open that's at a more modern venue like it was this year, just because he hits it so good.
I could pass my number out on the podcast. I would love to help him with his putter.
I cannot believe he made a putting change a month ago. He went to a more small mallet type putter from his old blade, his 09 blade. He wins Bridgestone by 8, and then he contends in the PGA. First time he really contends in a major, and then he's back to his old putter this week. And I don't think he made a birdie yesterday. First birdie-less round of the year, so I'm not sure what he's doing.
Justin Thomas.
Breakout star of the year, gets out of his buddy Speed's shadow. He was always known as Jordan's friend. We saw pictures. Always been a really good player. He was great in college, great rookie year. Has finally figured out how to hit the softer shots, that 75-yard shot without too much rip and spin on it. Has become a streaky putter. I wouldn't say he's a great putter, but streaky. So when he gets it going, he's really good. I think he's going to be one of the top 10 players in the world for the next decade.
Patrick Reed. Jason Day.
Wow. He was the second guy I had under Bubba Watson for biggest disappointment. Middling season, he's 46th right now in the FedEx Cup standing. He's had some injuries, he's had some illness, but that's typical Jason Day. Always something wrong with him. What's crazy is how much his putting numbers have dipped. He putted lights out last year and the year before, and he's become a very pedestrian putter this year. Almost a lost season for him. Obviously, there's still time, and he's got his President's Cup coming up, so we'll see what he does there. But disappointment for Jason Day this year.
A couple other guys, Oosthuizen.
Man, I love that guy's golf swing. Love it.
How does he not win more?
Yeah, I think it's the putter that holds him back too. He's gone to a couple different models this year. He's messed around with left-hand low and the claw, so I can relate to what he's going through myself. But it's the putter that just holds him back. He also is another guy that tends to be injured fairly frequently. I know he had a shoulder issue this year, and he's had a back issue. But man, when he puts it all together, I don't think there's, maybe Adam Scott, I don't think there's a better golf swing than his.
Sergio.
Career-defining season. Now he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He got the monkey off his back. Augusta, he played awesome. He made some putts when he really needed to. You know, I've been off and on with Sergio, but I'm happy for the guy because I think he's probably one of the best players of this generation, and for him not to have won a major, I think would have been a shame.
Last one, Henrik Stenson.
Another guy, maybe British Open hangover from last year, Ryder Cup. He took a few months off. He did not play well earlier this season. He played really poorly actually, but he is now. He won last week at Wyndham. Did not carry a driver in his bag last week. Just hit that atomic three-wood around. He's primed, I think, here for a run. He's getting up there though in age, so I think he's probably 41 if I had to guess, 40, something like that. So his career's starting to wind down.
What are you going to be watching for in the next couple weeks in the FedEx?
It's just the playoffs, the run to the playoffs. You'll have just 5 or 6 young guys. Usually there's one guy that gets hot. Curious to see who that's going to be. We've seen it, Camilo Villegas win twice in the playoffs. We've seen Billy Horschel win twice in the playoffs. So there's usually a guy like that pokes his head up and tries to steal that $10 billion check.
Anything interesting you'll be watching for as the President's Cup team shake out?
Yeah, there's the biggest thing with the President's Cup right now. The team looks good. It's finally that young team that we've been looking for. Just real quick, the standings: DJ, Spieth, Justin Thomas, Fowler, Daniel Berger, who I love, Kevin Kisner, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Reed, Matt Kuchar, Kevin Chappell. So then we get to the picks. Phil Mickelson is down there sitting in 19th position currently. This is live. So I've heard that Stricker is going to leave it up to Phil whether he wants to be on the team or not. Now, knowing Phil, he'll probably say yes, but we're getting into that part of his career where he might have to rely on some picks looking forward next year to the Ryder Cup. I think this is a big deal to Phil. If he is left off this team, I think that increases his chances of being left off the Ryder Cup team. So, huge deal for Phil if he can somehow have a good week this week or next week and get on this team.
Who else are you looking for as far as President's Cup picks go on the U.S. side?
Well, if you're looking at the standings, Brian Harmon is sitting on the outside in 12. Jason Duffner. Russell Henley is in 14. You know I love me some Russell Henley, and he is now sitting one shot behind Dustin Johnson currently at the Northern Trust. So if he were to win this week, he would jump into an automatic spot. Great driver of the ball and a great punter, which I think for team play is the two things you want. After him, Gary Woodland, Brandon Steele, Ryan
side?
International side actually has a decent team this year. Let me pull their team up here.
A little top heavy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Obviously the U.S. hasn't lost the international team in a long time, but they have struggled with building depth. That is obviously going to change once they get Asia more involved. I think we're starting to see China with the youth golf become a force. Right now their team is Matthew Day, Scott, Louis, Charles, Mark Leachman, Brandon Grace, Siwoo Kim, Johnny Banks, and Adam Hadwin. So they have a good team. That bottom tier there, Vegas, Hadwin, good players, but not really strong. And after that is where they have the problem. Hadito Tanahara, Emiliano Grillo, Ben On, Halfong Lee are your next five. My guess is that Grillo and Ben On get picked. Both are really good players. Both of them are terrible putters. So, team play. If you're a terrible putter, that's usually a huge weakness.
Anybody you'll be looking for as far as the picks go on the international side?
Those would be my two right now. The one outlier that I can see, he is sitting 14th, that I can see maybe sneaking in is Halfong Lee. Most people don't know who that is. He plays on the Euro Tour. He shot 63 at the British Open. I think he stole second place there. Really good young Chinese player. So he is the guy that maybe gets the pick in the spirit of growing the game. If somehow he got picked, I think it would be huge for Chinese golf.
Is Justin Thomas the lock for Player of the Year?
Right now, yes. I think the speed for to win two of these playoff events, then we have to have a conversation.
Any other golf notes?
That is all for me.
I had planned to...
You want to talk about Tiger's leaked pictures?
That would take hours. Will we see Tiger on tour next year at all?
Let me answer that when the new season starts, second week in October.
I had planned to talk about whether you thought Kyrie was going to get traded and where he could fit, but that cherry was popped. Give me your thoughts on what transpired with that trade.
This is very rare because usually one side wins. That's what a trade is. One side has to win, but I think this is a really good trade for both teams. The caveat being, if Isaiah Thomas's hip is not good,
Yes.
that whole game is quickness. But from a Cavaliers perspective, let's say you know that and you're not getting anything from Isaiah Thomas. Let's just say he's a dead piece. You don't have to pay him next year. The whole point of the trade was to get that Nets first round pick. Obviously, if the Nets are decent and that becomes pick 7, 8, 9, the trade's a failure for them. If it becomes the first pick, it's a great trade. So I think from the Cavs perspective, they got the best deal that they could have. And look, Jay Crowder's a good player. Their bench stinks, I think. I'm sick of seeing Shumpert, J.R. Smith, those guys. I think Jay Crowder for this year specifically is a really good pickup. And then for the Celtics, you get maybe the best scoring point guard in the league besides Steph and Russell Westbrook. He's a great finisher at the rim, maybe the best finisher in the league at the rim. I just don't know if he is a winning point guard without LeBron. I think he's a me guy. And I think the Celtics kind of lose their identity with some of the guys they've lost.
Let me start first with the Cleveland side. Are they better set up now that they have some depth to make a run at the title? This year.
Is Isaiah 100%?
Yeah, I will assume Isaiah is close to 100.
Then yes, if he is Isaiah last year, you're basically getting the same score that Kyrie was. You're not losing any of that defense because both are horrific defenders. So all you're doing is picking up Jay Crowder, who's a great versatile defender and can score mid-range and
Do you think Dwayne Wade will be bought out and be a Cavalier by season's end?
Probably, but who cares? I mean, I forgot he played in the NBA still.
How about the Nets pick? Do you think the Cavs will or could flip that to something good at the deadline to make one last run?
No, I do not. I think they keep it because there's no way LeBron's committing to the mid-season.
Kevin Love now becomes 2B. Better fit now with Isaiah than Kyrie?
No, similar fit. I think you need a pass-first point guard for him to be a better fit. If that was John Wall, then yes, he's a better fit. Because Kevin Love now he's a good rebounder still, but he's more of a spot-up shooter. He needs someone that creates a shot for him.
Shifting to Boston, I completely agree 100% on what you said about their identity, losing Crowder, losing Avery Bradley. I hate their rim protection. I don't know how they rebound.
They have good names, they have good scorers, especially individual scorers, but yes, Al Horford's not a good defender, he's an okay defender. Bradley and Jay Crowder were their two best defenders. Maybe you can make an argument for Marcus Smart in there, he's kind of the only guy left, but now you're asking Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown basically to step into those roles and be those physical players. I don't know if either one of them is ready for that.
I like them in the regular season, but I think they struggle when it comes to half-court offense in the playoffs.
Yeah, Kyrie is kind of their shooter now. Jason Tatum, I think, has a really good mid-range shot. I'm not sure he's ready to be a great outside shooter in the NBA just yet. Jaylen Brown, same thing. Although they love Jaylen Brown, so I can be wrong about him. Gordon Hayward's a really good 15 to 20 guy, but I agree with you. Postseason, I think I'd let him shoot and see what happens.
Chances we see Kyrie become Russell Westbrook and try and prove to the world that he didn't need LeBron.
115%. I mean, that's the one, besides the identity loss, that's the one worry I would have if I was a Boston fan, is that now that he's out of the shadow of LeBron, that he just becomes this gunner that he can't be stopped.
Brad Stevens is the X factor to me in this trade. Whether he can design a system, which I am confident he can, to fit this team. But I think this could go awry for Boston.
The system can be great, but he still needs to get Kyrie to buy in, especially if he's going to be the primary ball handler.
Yeah,
One thing that doesn't get talked about, Kyrie's been hurt every year. I mean, it's not like the guy plays. Russell Westbrook, for all his faults, he plays every game. I mean, he is just a warrior out there. Kyrie, let's say he's off to a slow start. Does that hand get sore and he's on the bench for 20 games?
that's one thing that hasn't been talked about. I know that we're talking about Isaiah's hip, but Kyrie hasn't been the most healthy person in the world.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The NBA is going to be awesome this year.
I looked at odds after this trade, just, get my summer NBA fix. The Sixers are shockingly low, odds-wise. Like, they're like 16 to 1 to win the East or something crazy.
I don't know if they could get there, but I would love the matchup against Boston.
Yeah, if I'm a team in the East, I don't hate this trade, actually, because I think it kind of pushes LeBron out to the West. The probability is more so. Just because I don't think he's going to want to stick around and wait for a first-round pick to develop. So if I'm in an up-and-coming East team, I like this trade a lot.
There's been some rumors floating around. I don't know if cap-wise they could pull it off, but would you like Boston any more if they were able to sign Nerlens Noel?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's some guy that they can plug in for 20 minutes a game and protect that rim.
Any other NBA notes?
Do not think so. I think the only other NBA thing that might pop up is Melo. Something still has to happen with him. I just don't know when or where.
Is he a Knick at the start of the season?
God.
A spectacle Saturday night. Mayweather, McGregor. Your quick thoughts.
I know there was a little chatter about this morning. Me and Scotty talked about this last weekend. It's just, it's an MMA fighter fighting a boxer, and I think Mayweather's being a little underappreciated. I know he can't punch. I mean, McGregor might come out of this fight with a loss and not have a cut on him. But Floyd's so freaking fast, he's just going to tap his face all night, and he's just going to win on punches thrown, punches landed. McGregor, his only chance, and everyone in the world knows it, everyone in the world knows it, I don't care if you've never watched the sport before in your life, he's going to sit there and take 1,000 taps to his face and just wait to throw the one shot. Because if Floyd gets punched, he's probably going down.
Yeah, I think a couple things that work in McGregor's favor is Mayweather is 40, hasn't stepped in the ring in 2 years. And I do think Mayweather talking about knocking him out is not really Mayweather's style, charging McGregor. I think that plays into McGregor's hands a little bit. If he could just body punch early and wear Floyd down, later in the night he may be able to land one.
But those body punches are an interesting thing you bring up. I think those could hurt Floyd if Conor can actually land a punch. That's why one hesitation of even entertaining this is that I don't know if Conor can hit him. I think Floyd is just going to dance around and tap him 1,000 times. By paper cut is kind of how I see this going.
Any value on McGregor at plus 325?
No, that's too low for me. I want it back to where it was a month ago, 600, and maybe you throw a Hail Mary dart.
How about McGregor by decision plus 1,400?
By decision, wow. That's an enticing number, but I don't see a scenario where that happens. He would have to, percentage-wise, connect on a lot of punches, and if he does, I don't think Floyd stays up that long.
Total rounds over 11 plus 180. Any value?
Yeah, it's going to go the distance because Floyd's never going to get hit. So what, that's saying Conor's going to knock him out, because there's no way Floyd knocks him out, right? Did anyone see Conor's last fight? I thought he was getting hit by a steel pole and he still stood up.
I have every odd in front of me.
Can we parlay Floyd winning by decision with over 11 rounds?
I'm sure we could.
Isn't that the only logical bet?
Any value in will the fight end in DQ plus 550?
That actually is, I kind of like that one. That might deserve a sprinkle. I can see Conor getting frustrated after 5 or 6 rounds, getting exhausted by throwing and missing and just elbowing the crap out of him.
Will either fighter lose their mouthpiece in the fight? Yes, plus 275.
Well, by getting hit?
Not specified.
They're taking it out, throwing it, and start yelling to the crowd. Taunting.
Total punches landed by Floyd Mayweather over 105 and a half.
I might go over there.
That's minus 160.
That's interesting, though. If he fixes what he's saying, that strategy of attacking, then it's definitely going to go over. I worry, though, if he sees Conor swinging a few times, he doesn't back off that strategy and play defense.
Total punches landed by Conor McGregor in the fight. Over 49 and a half is plus 240. Over 79 and a half is plus 450.
79 and a half is a lot for him, right?
Right.
Does he even have, I don't know if he has the ability to throw that many. Or land that many, I haven't heard a word from his camp about his strategy.
That's the X factor as well, is Mayweather's so technical. How do you even prepare for somebody you've never seen fight?
Yeah,
other than relying on his speed.
Maybe if everyone in the world expects him to just come out and start throwing at Floyd's face, maybe he does come out and just go for the body and wear Floyd down.
I think that's the strategy. Lay on him, go to the body.
79.5. If he's going to the body the first 5 or 6 rounds to kind of get Floyd off his game, maybe 79.5 isn't a bad number.
Here you go. Here's your value. Will the fight go the distance? Yes, plus 215.
Yeah, I like that. I think Floyd wins by decision.
There's the bet.
The counter trainers have to be telling him, stay patient, stay patient, stay patient. He's so young and wild still, though, that by round 7 or 8, if he feels like he's going to lose by decision, does he just go for everything?
Actually, Mayweather by decision.
Everything, if Floyd hits him in the face, does he fall down? That's the thing. I don't know how Floyd's going to knock him out. If Conor drops his glove and says, punch me 15 times as hard as you can, does he fall?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
Mayweather is plus 250 to win by decision.
I like that.
I agree. I like those too. I think that's the value.
What is he favored to win by knockout?
Minus 140.
Oh wow, yeah. Give me some money on that. I like the decision, the distance.
That's the value.
I agree.
Lastly, we have 4 college football games. Not anything spectacular, but Colorado State minus 4 against Oregon State.
Obviously, we're going with the Beavers.
UMass minus 2 against Hawaii.
Where's the game?
In UMass.
Obviously, you said UMass.
San Jose, South Florida minus 22 at San Jose State.
Ooh, I think I'm going to go with the home team, the State. Give me the 22.
Stanford minus 30.5 hosting Rice.
Stanford.
And BYU minus 33 against Portland State.
Home team. As the guy who Dragons likes to say, hammer the big numbers early in the year.
I agree. I like Stanford and I like UMass minus 2. Those would be my 2 plays.
Hawaii's traveling halfway across the globe.
As far as you can go, almost.
Oh my God, that's their opening week game. Their AD should be fired.
Anything else for the return pod?
I think, we covered everything in my notes.
Busy week next week.
This is just a build-up for the next week.
Busy week. NFC, AFC previews, college football preview, and first weekend of college football.
I am pumped up to release some over-under total winners.
Awesome to get back on the pod with you.
Yeah, great job.
Great job by you.
Once again to kick off the year.
Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
See you, bud.